remember that Craig playing football? You ever remember that? Or was that like well before your time?
Are you kidding? He was born in
He
2000.
He laughs.
He was born in 2000 after the
I
goal.
know.
That's a good one,
I
James.
know.
That's a good one.
How sad is that?
You know what? It started, Craig. You know, you're gonna more and more. You're gonna be chatting to these internationals who were born after your last game, and that makes me happy and warm inside.
Yeah, me too.
I remember it well though, Craig. For what it's
Oh,
worth.
thanks.
There you go.
You don't count.
Oh, I'll
Thanks.
also search on YouTube. I'll search up Craig Forrest highlights.
Yeah,
I'll
you should
do
do.
that.
Oh, you might not want to do that either.
That's right.
Got a guest, another guest. We're really excited about this. He's not just part of Vancouver's future; he's part of the national team's future. His name's Ali Ahmed, and Ali. So listen, Craig loves nothing more than talking about hernia surgeries. Right? He's got all the stories. Right? So we'll get to that, I'm sure, because he can't help himself. But we'll leave that to a little bit later in the show. But off the top, like how is recovery? Obviously, you played on the weekend. You started finally. How is your regen this week? You feeling good?
Feeling really good, honestly. That was my first start. It was good to get 70 minutes in on last Saturday. And, hopefully I'm just trying to build on that and, slowly get to 80, 90 and, keep going and just get into that rhythm again,
Ellie, was it a classic hernia operation, sports hernia?
Yeah, it was I think it was a sports hernia repair. So I was opened up through the lower abdomen, and honestly, the surgery she did was superb. Honestly, I feel so much different than last year. The pain I was playing with last year compared to now is night and day, man. And I'm just so thankful that I'm able to play with a free mind. It's completely different when you're playing with pain like I was last year at 70%, honestly, and now I'm almost at 100%. So very thankful for that.
That's brilliant because they're really sort of niggly, and when they're at their worst, they're devastatingly
Devastating.
Yeah.
Devastating. That's the word, devastating. It's very painful.
I knew it wouldn't take Craig long to get into it. I thought we'd wait till a little bit later, but no.
That's something you had, Craig.
I ended up having both sides done, and then I ended up having to have them both done again, and they put mesh in my stomach.
Wow, I didn't do the mesh technique, which is why I think I'm recovering faster, and I mean, no jab at you, but I think the other technique might be better.
Yeah, probably.
Well, back in those days, they used rum and a belt for Craig to bite down on. So, it was a few years ago now. I think the methods may have improved since then. But tell me about the pain. Like, I mean, you said you were at 70% last year, right? Yeah. But you had a really, really good season. You must have been satisfied with your performance overall, despite that.
Yeah, for sure. Playing with that pain I was playing with, when game day comes, like I was kind of relying on my adrenaline, honestly. Warm up, couldn't really move, and then maybe first 2 minutes of the game, just trying to get warm, 5 minutes actually, or even more, just try to get warm. And then you just so locked in on the game, you kind of like forget about it. And that's probably the last thing you're thinking about. Obviously, you still feel it when you shoot or when you try to move quick or whatever, but you don't care, honestly. You just keep going. And then after the game, same thing, back to like, oh my God, I can't move. And then it's just training. It's like it's mentally and physically draining, honestly. But I got through the season. I thought off season would help without surgery, but I took like 2-3 weeks off, and I tried to come back my first day, and it was even worse. I couldn't even move again. And that's when I think we took it serious, and I got an MRI, thankfully, and we set up the surgery, and we finished that, and now I'm completely pain-free and just no excuses this year.
So what did click for you? I mean, so last year they move on from Julian Gressel. You take full advantage, right? You step right in there, but you've been hustling and grinding for some time before that.
Yeah, honestly, I was excited to, step up. I wanted all the pressure. I think I embraced the challenge. I took the challenge of, stepping up. it's my job to prove to the front office and everybody that, you know, they don't need to go out and get someone different, you know. So I wanted to step into that role. I embraced the challenge, you know, and I was just confident. You know, there's a fine line with confidence and arrogant, and I think I was just confident. And honestly, I was ready for that challenge, and I think I took it. And same with this year. I wanna take another step this year and, you know, help this team win. And obviously, you know, Vanni's been, you know, huge for me the last couple of years. You know, he's been having you know, belief in me, and obviously the team and the system. You know, it helps me thrive. So, you know, it's not just me. It's everybody behind the scenes that's, you know, helping me being able to step in and thrive and, you know, and develop in my career.
Did the experience about going over to Europe and trying out for a couple clubs and taking those knocks, did that make you even hungrier for it, or was there ever a time when you thought, you know what, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make this and make this my dream?
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say there was never a little thought of like, oh damn, it might not happen. But you know, just, you know, facing all those challenges, I think, you know, it's good I think I looked at the positive side of it. You know, it helped me so many different aspects, not even just football, in life as well. You know, it taught me a lot of things, built character, you know, strong character. And I think, you know, sometimes you need failure, and, you know, failure is part of life. So, you know, I took a lot of lessons from those failures, and, you know, I looked at that as just, you know, just a challenge on the road. And I still had strong belief, though, even though I said I did have a little thought that it might not happen. I think, you know, 90% of me was still telling me, you know, I'll get there, which is why I kept going. And, you know, I was, you know, motivated to just keep going. And, you know, thankfully I got my chance here with Vancouver. So, you know, Whitecaps is a huge club for me.
And now you have Ali, a lot of people in your corner, a lot of people bigging you up, saying you can go to the very top. Vanni Sartini in particular said that he sees you as one of the players that could play in the top 5 leagues in Europe. That is high praise. How do you receive and process that when you hear things like that?
It's lovely to have that kind of support. You know, when you have people around you, you know, that believe in you. You know, it makes things a lot more easier for me. And, you know, they're giving me the opportunity to showcase myself. And again, when you have people around you that believe you, you know, they help you keep going. And I think that's one huge thing for me that helped me to keep going when I was overseas and wasn't successful in a lot of things. Just the people around me, like everybody in my corner, like you said, all had full belief that, you know, I was gonna make it. So and they're a huge part of why I kept going and why I'm here today. So, you know, having those same people and, you know, and my own coach believe that I can go far is just, it makes my job easier. And, you know, now I just got to do my part and keep, you know, proving that, you know, one day I can go to the top.
Vanni's trying to sell you already, eh? Jeez, didn't take long at all, did it? Well, by the way, his comments this past week, after the Portland win, that quote, I've got it here. I said it earlier on the show. I just love it. He goes, was it? If it were a city, it would be Florence. This is the first half. How beautiful it was. It would be a person. It would be my wife. How beautiful it was. If it would be an idea, it would be socialism. How beautiful it was. That's like the best quote I've ever heard from a manager, I think. What is he like in the room? Tell me about his pre-game talks and halftime talks.
The pre-game talks they get us going, man. They get us pumped. You know, he really gets us locked in right before we head up the tunnel to get going. You know, he knows how to get us energized. He's just full of energy. You know, I think, he's just, I heard something I was gonna say, but no, he's just very entertaining, man. He's just a very entertaining guy, man, full of energy, just a great guy off the field, and a funny character for sure.
And he knows how to use you.
What a way to come back from his 6-game suspension, or 4-game, my bad, and hit a quote just like that.
Yeah, no kidding, eh? Yeah, like just hit the field running, literally, right? Yeah. It's brilliant. So, and he knows how to use you. What is your best position, would you say?
Honestly, I would say, you guys putting me on the spot.
All of them.
This
all
is
of
good,
them. I'm
Ali.
great
I
at all
remember
of them.
asking you this like early last season as well.
And did I answer correctly?
Well, I don't know. You answered honestly. I think you said the honest.
Honestly,
you like to play central, but
yeah,
you play anywhere the manager puts you is what you told me.
honestly, wherever he puts me. But to answer your question, of course, I enjoy playing the middle a lot. But I think one thing I really love to do too. I mean, you get more space and time to drive at guys when you're out wide. So, which is what I really enjoy, when I receive the ball out wide and I just, I get to 1v1 and just go at the defender, attack and drive at them. And, but in the middle, it might be a little more tight. So you just got to try to combine your way through and, you could drive as well, but you're not going to have the same space out wide. But, if I had to put like a percentage, I'd say 55 out wide, 45 in the middle.
Has your outlook, has your answer changed over the course of a year?
That's another thing. My answer, if you asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have said, I probably would have said middle. I'm confused. I have that. I'm confused.
Amy Walsh said Amy Walsh said on Footy Prime earlier today, actually, she goes, she wants to see a Canada midfield with Stefan Estacio, Ismail Kane, and Ali Ahmed in that midfield. That's what she wants to see. Yeah. It's a big year for the national team coming up with Copa America, Netherlands, Mexico, and the States, of course, later in the year as well. Where do you see your fit right now with the Canadian national team?
Yeah, like she said, I think, we have a lot of, players solidified out wide, and, we have players playing like Fonzie, Tejan playing, the highest possible. So I think, I can slot in and help the guys in the middle, and, just try to complete that midfield and just like you said, it's a big year for the national team. So, any way I can help, whether it's in the middle or out wide, but, I think right now it's in the middle. So, if I was able to, I think I'll be able to slot in there and, contribute and, help the national team take next steps.
So we're talking about the national team is 55% in the middle.
Exactly. Yeah, you got it, Craig. You got it.
That's good.
So someone asked me that for a national team, I probably would have said 55, 45. Exactly.
When you played a few games last year, right? You for some minutes for Canada, of course, coming out of the World Cup. It was a weird year last year. The team didn't play great football overall. John leaves, Morrow takes over in the interim. He's still there right now. But how was your personal experience putting that shirt on, being part of that group?
It was a dream, man. It was a dream, man. Honestly, that was. I don't even know. I'm speechless to talk about. Honestly, that was, I got my debut. Obviously, I'm from Toronto. And my first national team game was in Toronto at BMO Lakeshore with all my family there supporting. I had a lot of people at the game. And I was able to start and play 90 and I think contribute to one of the goals and winning man of the match. That's probably the highlight of my career so far. Just seeing my last name in the country I grew up my last name in the back of the jersey is very, very special. Something I'll be telling my kids and everybody one day, and I'll never forget that.
Did Morrow reach out to you over the winter when you had the surgery? Have you spoken to him any time?
No, I just spoke to him when I think it was after the San Jose game before they played Trinidad, like 2 weeks before they played Trinidad, and he just basically told me they were following me a lot and they wanted me there, but just I haven't played a full 90 or I didn't complete preseason. So he said I would have been there, but the only thing is that I'm coming back from injury and I just played like 40 minutes total in the last 2 games. But, he told me just get healthy, get ready, and, hopefully you'll see me. I'll see him in June.
When you walk
TFC.
around Vancouver, do you get noticed? Do you get recognized?
I'm not no Fonzie or Galdi. Maybe here and there sometimes. Maybe here and there sometimes, but not like a Galdi or Fonzie would, or Vanni.
Now that you've been on Footy Prime, it's going to happen, right?
Maybe
like A-list.
Yeah, you'll be a podcaster in a year.
I told you guys.
Yeah. Well, you'll be welcome to come on our show
Absolutely.
anytime. You'll be part of it.
So TFC this weekend. You had a cup of tea at TFC. Can you tell us who made the mistake not to sign you? What's his name?
I don't know if it's a mistake, but
have you seen them? I think it was.
I mean, I'll take that mistake. How about that? But I went there in 2018. I think it was about February, and I had like a week trial, and by the second or third day, Danny Dichio was the coach, actually. Danny Dichio was the coach.
There's the name. There it is.
It was Deech. He made the mistake. That makes me so happy.
Danny Dichio, the other legend. But yeah, I think he actually told me that, they wanted to sign me. He feels like I could help the group. The group could help me develop. It'll be good. And I was excited. I said, hell yeah, I'm gonna sign for sure. It's a dream. Well, TFC 3 team doesn't matter. It's TFC organization. It's a dream for any Toronto kid. So I remember going home, just like telling people I'm signing with TFC. So I felt like I was extra cool that day. Then so I was talking to my coach at North Toronto, and I told him like I'm gonna sign with TFC, and Coach Brian Annan, and I think he was working with TFC as well. He had a side gig over there. He was a U13 or 14 assistant coach. And then he told me, no, you're not. Like, we're not going to do that. Like, he was kind of managing me. He was kind of my guy throughout my whole career. And he just said, no, we're not going to do that. He said, I think, if I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be so honest with you. I think he was being a little selfish at the time because at his team, we were going to Dallas Cup in a couple months. And he wanted me to go with him and his team. But at the same time, he was kind of telling me, nah, it's not just that. It's just, we're going to take you to Portugal in June and July after you graduate. So I'm like, okay, that sounds better. Portugal? I'm like, all right, cool. I'm extra cool now. And then, so I remember I had to email Danny Dichio, I think the same day. I still have that email, and I just said, sorry, Danny. I know I told you I'm going to sign, but I won't be signing, and I won't be returning to TFC. And I think he was pissed. He didn't reply to me.
Don't worry, he doesn't reply to us.
No, don't take it personally, Ali. Trust
me. If you guys see Danny, tell him I apologize for emailing him that same day.
I'll tell him also that he can't afford you now.
Yeah. Hey, Detroit FC have some money, don't they? That's where he is right now. I think you're doing just fine where you are, though. I think it actually turned out pretty well. It's funny, right? The way life works sometimes. And where you are now is a perfect place. Detroit FC head coach just this year. He went to Sacramento a couple of years ago as an assistant.
Assistant coach.
Yeah, they started off well. They're 3-0.
Oh, I wonder why.
It's all Deech. All Coach Deech. Still, big game this weekend, Ali. Good luck, of course. Hey, fellas, anything else you want to get to before we say farewell?
Well, I could talk all day to Ali.
Yeah, I can be here all day with you guys, too. You guys are some legends, man.
I do want to know about the extra motivation going into this one because there's a lot of Toronto-based players with the Whitecaps. Do you guys talk about? Is there extra motivation going into these games against TFC?
Yeah, there is a little extra motivation for sure. Even though I said no to TFC, it still feels like they said no to me. So kind of have a little extra motivation when you go against them, and obviously now that John is there as well. Friend, or of course, I build a relationship with him, but it's gonna be a friendly battle. I want to have the last laugh, and I want to see him in some pain after the final whistle, and
I love it.
I'll try to have a laugh with him, but definitely some extra motivation for like me and maybe guys like Proposal.
Yeah.
I love to play against TFC for sure.
No, it should be a great battle. Listen, good luck this weekend and for the next season or so. We look forward to seeing you done in the Canadian red as well in the very near future, hopefully at Copa America. Imagine that. When do you think that you might, there's a chance you could be in a team facing Leo Messi in Argentina?
That's another crazy. That's honestly crazy, man. If you told me that or not even 4 years ago, if you told me that 3 years ago or 2 years ago, that I could be going against being a part of the team going against Lionel Messi in Argentina in a Copa America. I don't know if I would have believed it, honestly, but it's crazy to even think that, man, to go against Messi. But when the game time comes, man, is kind of forget about that 3 points, just win. So, but yeah, it's still special though.
Yeah,
for sure.
And I think you can compete. I don't have any doubts with our Canadian national team.
Yeah, I think we'll be good. Honestly, I think we'll be good. Good.
We can't wait for that one. We'll get you on well before that tournament because you've been great today, Ali. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you guys, man. Thank you guys. Appreciate it, man.